that it all flows well. Our honoree says she sacrificed her lunch and hanging out with girlfriends so she could learn to write.
Those writing lessons at Academy really paid off because our honoree went off to college and now holds a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from the University of San Francisco and a Master in Public Health degree from San Jose State University. In 2005, the federal government selected her to attend the preeminent healthcare executive program at the University of California in Los Angeles.
Our honoree has been working at public health for more than 2 decades, and through her grant writing, she has brought in more than $11 million in federal grant money to the government of Guam. She is the woman behind the expansions of the northern and now the southern regional medical health centers, which provide primary health care to some 150,000 of the island's most needy residents.
We should also note that our honoree not only has spearheaded the improvements at the community health centers, but has also led efforts to bring health care into some of the island's poorest neighborhoods by implementing outreach campaigns to provide necessary immunizations to the island's poor children.
Our honoree's compassion to help our island community doesn't end there, as she extends her expertise in the healthcare field to the outer islands of Micronesia by holding strategic planning sessions and helping them develop their health and business plans.
We are honored and humbled to present the KUAM Health and Wellness Award to Linda Unpinko Dinorsi.
Okay, get me into the appointment scheduling. So this is our new system now for appointment scheduling.
I feel very blessed that the Lord has seen my work, and we're all here to do His work. And when it's time for us to leave Earth, then of course we just try and do what we can do. As the golden rule, was I there when I needed food? Were you there to feed me when I was hungry? Were you there to clothe me when I was naked? And I think if we go back to scriptures and we realize that that's exactly what the Lord wants us all to do, to help each other, I think we're in the right direction, and that's exactly what I wanted to do to make a difference. This is our nurse station. It's centrally located, and we have all the different departments. So we have the OBGYN department. I was accepted to medical school already, and I also got accepted to graduate school. I chose this field because I wanted to help people. That was the motive that was behind me, that I always had this love for caring for the poor people. I guess part of it was because I grew up being poor, and I knew what it's like. And so my father was very inspirational to tell me that you're a woman, it's very important that you become educated so that you can be self-sustaining. I thought that it would be wonderful to bring more revenues to Guam. So through my grant writing experience, I brought about close to 11 million to this island. And as you can see, the expansion of the northern and now the southern has made such an impact. And I hope that in many more years to come that this building will continue to provide the services even when I retire. We started doing an extended outreach clinics in these remote areas where our doctors, instead of having the patients come to our clinic, we go out there with our physician. We have an all-in-one stop shop where they can get immunizations, they can get fluoride varnish treatment, they can get eye exams, they can have physical exams and whatnot to see our physician. At the same time, we reduce the barriers of transportation and also financial barriers to care. When I saw it, it touched me so much that I came back home and I literally cried. I looked up in my ceiling on my house and tears were just coming down my eyes. I said, how can anyone live in these type of conditions where trash is all over, there's flies everywhere, they're so prone to a lot of communicable diseases and infectious diseases. And I said, there's just no way that this can be happening in our island. I even brought the federal folks, the HRSA, Health Research Service Administration officials there, and they even said it really is something that they couldn't even imagine. We live in a paradise island, yet we have that type of scenario, and we can see that this is happening where people live in tin homes without power, water, sewer system. And is just something that we just cannot ignore. And so I think that has made a big difference. We've seen so many kids being immunized. We've seen so many kids with dental caries that are being addressed. And we have more of these patients that could not even know about our health center now coming to see us and get the care that they need. I hope that what I've done is going to, like I said, make a difference in people's lives. I won't be here very long. I mean, I just have, 5 more years to go. But I hope that this building will stay another 30 more years, and I hope one day I'll come back and I say, oh my goodness, I'm part of the historical momentum of this building. One final word is, I always tease my husband, I said, I wouldn't be here today. And my husband goes, yeah, if it weren't for me to keep stopping you from leaving, you wouldn't be where you're at today. And so I just want to thank my husband too, and all my partners. I can't thank GURA enough, and of course Guam Economic Development Authority. They've been wonderful, and our contractors, and everyone in the community that has really been a part of partnering with us at the health centers. And I've always had a pleasure working with people, and I don't regret anything that I've done. I'm just happy that I listened to my husband, that I was able to continue to carry out the work that God has wanted me to do from the very beginning.
Please give a warm round of applause to Linda Pico DeNorsi, KUAM Honors Health and Wellness Award recipient.
Thank you all. I love to talk, so how many minutes do I have? There's so many wonderful people. First of all, the entire island is to be thanked. And I started my whole career at the Department of Public Health, and everyone would say, oh, you work for Gov Guam. But we wanted to make a big change. And as governor's standing right in front of me, he really was an inspirational to have the faith that he wanted me to do this kind of job. I remember when we expanded the Northern Health Center, we had I'm always in the budget hearing, always asking for money. And he said, can you do the same thing that you've done at the Northern to the Southern? I said, absolutely, if given adequate resources. And it's always God's work. When $6 million fell down from the sky and all these grants were due, and I was able to put it all together. But it's because of the Lord's blessing that we're able to do this. And when you become a leader, it's not only you. It's the people that work with you. And I'm very blessed to have wonderful people. I can go back at 2 decades, Governor, so I'm giving you my warning. In 5 years, I'm retiring. So I started my career, and I remember the wonderful people that are here. I came upstairs to the Chief Public Health Officer. It was Karen Cruz. Karen's here today, too. I said, Karen, I need a change. I got to be more challenged. So can I move to the nursing office? And when you grow up with nurses, you learn to be like a nurse. I was not a nurse, but I felt like I'm a nurse. And so I'm honored that after nearly another decade, the other CPHO, the Chief Public Health Officer, is here today, and that's Dr. Season. So all the wonderful people, and of course our acting medical director, Dr. Weir's here. And I grew up with this type of environment, one that is out there to care for the public. And I can thank my father, who passed away about a year ago, who inspired me to help the poor people. And I've always kept that in my mind. If you've been poor, you know what it's like. And my dad always told me, you have to get out of the poverty by being educated. And he made certain that all his 8 kids were educated. And I would always carry that in my heart. And many times I wanted to leave this island, believe me, but I stayed, Governor, because it's one loving person in my life that I cannot thank enough. Is my beloved husband, Mr. Gildo DeNorsi. And I think he deserves a round of applause, because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here. But I am relocating, by the way, in 5 years, because we compromised. And that was the compromise. So I want to thank my mother, and of course my father, and I know he's up there in heaven, and I'm sure if he was here today, he'd be very proud. So thank you to the entire island for having faith in me and voting for me, and of course my beloved board of directors and Mayor Savares, who never told me she nominated me, and I was really shocked. So I just want to thank everyone in this wonderful community for having faith in the health centers, and we're here to serve you. Thank you.
Congratulations once again to Linda Unpinko Denorsi, KUAM Honors Health and Wellness Award recipient.